Welcome, this is Uju Studio. I am a game developer in Uju Studio. I make videos and tutorials on game development, and I have planned to fulfill my channel with Flax Engine beginner tutorials. What kind of tutorials, if you ask? Okay, there are let's say basic usage, level designing, coding, and many kinds of tutorials that you will get in future. I have just started these tutorials of the Flax Game Engine on Uju Studio. So if you want to get Flax tutorials whenever I upload them, you can subscribe to my channel. This way you are getting the tutorials to learn Flax Game Engine, and you can subscribe to my channel to get them. Okay guys, today we will learn the very basics of Flax Game Engine. And first of all, I assume you have Flax Engine installed in your computer. If you don't have Flax Engine installed in your computer, then there is a video about how to install Flax Engine in my YouTube channel. I also put a link on the description about that video. So if you don't know how to install the Flax Game Engine and you don't even have Flax Engine installed, so you can go ahead and follow that video and install Flax Game Engine. After that, I assume you know how to create a project. If you really don't know how to create a project, then there is a video for that too on my YouTube channel. I have put that linked on the description too. If you have Flax Engine installed and also if you know how to create a project, then yes, this is what you will see when you launch the Flax Game Engine. Come to the projects tab, and for now I will skip the explanation of creation of Flax Engine projects. Let's name it Hello World, as I assume that you have Flax Engine installed in your PC. I will name something like this. I will change my directory to somewhere on here. My webcam's over here. I'll choose a black plant, and without explanation I will create it, and now I will have to open it. Which is the project that I will have to open? This is this one, which is I will have to open. Now I am opening it. On here you can see Flax Engine is opened, and if you don't touch anything, it will look something like this. And now let's learn something about navigation. We will start the tutorial right now. Now, how to navigate around your world. You can see there is a picture box, a big picture box right at the middle, which is called Viewport. And under this Viewport, move your mouse and click the right mouse button and move your mouse. Now you can look around like you can look around in any FPS games by moving the mouse and holding the right mouse button. And by holding the right mouse button, you can also press W to move front, S to move back, A to move left, D to move right, just like an FPS game. You can fly around your world. I'm flying around the world by pressing the WSD keys plus the right mouse button, and there are extra two keys, E to go up, Q to go move down, while holding the right mouse button and moving the mouse like this. After that, let's say the things you will see on here, like this cube you can see, blue cube, the white floor, the camera. What are these? These are in game development language, these are called game objects. In Flax Game Engine, these are called actors. We can still call them both. We can call them actors or game objects as we want, if we want. Now, to select an object, you will have to there are two ways to select an object. One is inside of Viewport, just by clicking with the left mouse button on an object, and it will be selected like this. And let me see if you can press the white floor. Can you? Let me see how you do. If you don't know how to do that, so I am showing it right now. In 3, 2, 1, move the mouse on the floor and press the left mouse button once, and yeah, the floor is selected. If something is selected, it will have a green line around it. If I select the cube, it will have a green line around the cube. If I think not green line, I think these are the colliders which you will not understand right now. As you are a beginner, I assume you are a beginner. Let's select the floor. Yeah. What about the camera? Yeah, you can select the camera too. The camera is the main place where you see your game while playing. If you play your game, you will see that camera on here, and it looks like it is already programmed to be movable. This is I'm playtesting the game, but you don't need to playtest it right now. You can skip that part. Okay. After selecting, you will see some arrows that popping up around the selected object you have selected. Such as, let's say we have selected this cube. Oh wait, how to deselect? If you don't know how to deselect, oh, there is another second way to select an object. That is by from this window, scene window, or I will say it's the hierarchy window, by pressing its name like this. If you select the name, it will select the box. If you select the floor, it will select the floor. You can select them by the name on here. So first way is to select it from Viewport. Second way is to select it from the scene window. This is how you will select this. And after that, if you want to deselect, press on the skybox outside, like you have selected on here, and then select outside. Or if you have selected on here, select on this blank box and it will be deselected. After that, let's familiarize ourselves on the position, rotation and scale tools. Select an object and it will create some arrows. This is the position tool, and the second one is rotation tool, which is, you can see on here. By selecting here, you can get the rotation gizmos, and this is the scaling tool, and this is the positioning tool. The positioning tool will move your object around the game world like this. The red one is called X arrow, or let's say X axis. The green one is called Y axis, and the blue one is called Z axis. X, Y, Z. That's how it works. And if you press with your left mouse button and hold it and move the mouse around, you can move the object. Same for Y axis. If you press the Y axis, it will move around the Y axis, and if you press G, it will move around the Z axis. This is the basic of positioning and basic of rotationing. Now select the object and select on this rotation tool, and it will pop up. The rotation tool will pop up. It is same if you press on the red axis, which is X axis, it will rotate around the X axis. If you press the Y axis, it will rotate around Y axis, and if you press G axis, it will rotate around the Z axis. That's how the rotation tool works. That's the basic of rotation. So position, rotation, scale. Scale is the size of the object. To change the size of the object, select the object and press these things, and you will see the size of Z axis of the object is being changed, size of Y, and size of X by the red axis. Yes, that's how these three tools works. These are the basic level designing tool, as I would say. This is the position tool, this is rotation tool, this is the scaling tool. Now you can do the same rotationing, positioning and scaling for any objects, such as, let's say, about this floor. Select the floor, and by the positioning tool you can move around the position of the Z axis like this. If you select the X axis or the right axis, it will move around the X axis, and Y will move around the Y axis. That's how the position tool works. And now same for rotation and scale. I guess I don't have to explain these things right now anymore because I have already explained it. That's how it works. Yeah. Now I will come to undo and redo later, but let's see how to read these values from the inspector. If you select an object, you will see there is something that will pop up on the blank screen, which is called inspector, or in Flax Engine you will call it the properties window, where you can change the position, rotation and scale of an object. So here you can see this is, if everything is 0, yeah, it will be right at the center of the world. And let's say you want to move around the x-axis. The bigger value you will give on here, the more it will move to the x-axis. I mean this left to right. Let's see. Let's give a bigger number, 100, which will move around the x-axis front only a bit. If you put 200, the more bigger number, the more left side it will go. If you put negative numbers like this, it will move right, not left. This is how it will move right. Now if you want to move it up and down, you will have to change the y. This is the green y. If I increase this y value, it will move up as the y is pointing up. You can see. Let's increase it. It will 200. If you put negative 200, then it will move down, just like this. If you put 0, it will be right at the center of the game world. And G axis will move front to back like this. Let's view it from here. Here you can see G is pointing at the front of the game world. If you increase this, the more bigger number you put on this G on the properties window, make sure you have the object selected too. The more bigger number you will give, the more front it will move. Let's say 200. You can also put 900. Let's say it will move more forward, like on that. You can also put 1000. It will move there. And you can also put 10,000, which will move too much forward. You can see. Oh my gosh, it is not visible. Okay, let's select the object and let's make it come to the center. Same for the rotationing tools. It will rotate for on the y and x axis. Sorry. It will move around the x axis, this rotation vector or values. Same for the scaling. This will scale up on the x axis. Let's increase this to 10. It will scale up on the x axis. You can see this is behaving weirdly, but we can fix it generally like this. 0 0 0 1 1. Yeah, it will, but it's facing the, okay, it will actually increase the size around the x-axis. You can see this is the x-axis, and let's fix this first. 0, yeah, like that. It will increase around the x-axis, and this y value, this green below, will work up to down. If you increase this to 10, it will increase its sides to up to down, like that. And same for the G. If you increase the G value, then it will be something like this. It's bigger than anything right now. Let's make it 1. 1 is the default size of any object. Then the floor. Same for the floor. You can place it right in the middle of the game world by pressing 0. If you increase this x value, it will move forward for now. Move forward. Okay, let's say the more bigger number you will give, the more right it will go. The floor will go. The lesser number, the more left side. Let's so this example 100. Yes, you can see it moved right. If you put it back to 0, it will get around its original position. Now this is how the positioning, scaling and rotation works in the inspector. This is the opposite secondary tool to these three tools: position, rotation and scale tools. Now what we can discuss about is we can now discuss about creating and deleting actors. To create an actor, you have two ways in Flax Engine. One is to drag and drop from this window, which is called toolbox. From the toolbox, select and hold an object, let's say the sphere, hold it and move it to the viewport, and it will create the sphere object like this. You can rotate, position and scale it like any other object like this. I am doing this on here like this. You can see it's easy to drag and drop and create the object this way, but there is a hard way which I won't recommend to a beginner yet, which is to clicking on this thing and clicking new and actor, which is invisible because there are some things that I will explain on this channel later. You can see this is something invisible. Let's say you want to add a light. Let's delete this actor. First, how to delete an actor. First of all, you will have to select that object and press delete key, or you can press the object and move on this window, the hierarchy window that I said before. Right click on it and click the delete key like this. Yeah, it will delete the object. We can do same for the cube, delete from here, or we can place them on here. Let's place a cylinder right now. Yes, you can see you can place this cylinder. You can also scroll up down to watch these values, the full list, and that's how you'll create and delete an object. Now there is another key, which is the focus key. The keyboard key for that is F. Let's say you have selected this and you cannot see the actor. Now how do you see this? Without of rotating back like this. Without of rotating back like this, we can press the object from this scene and press F. It will focus on that object. If the floor, press F, the focus shortcut key, and you can see it focused on the floor. Same for the camera. You can do this for the camera too, to focus on it. Let me give you a quick homework. Focus on the cylinder again. If you don't know how to do that, let me show you. Select like this and press the F key, and it focused on the cylinder. So this is the focusing and what we do have right now. Okay, we can now discuss about the that I said before, that is the undo and redo keys. If you are familiar with computer workings, you might be familiar to the undo keys. Let's say you have moved an object like this on here, but you want to put it back where it was. You will have to press the control and hold the control and press G to undo that, so it will move it to the previous position. Let's move it again to somewhere we want like this and press Ctrl G to undo the move, and it will move to the previous position and undo this position will be undone and this position will be done. But if we want to place it back to where it was, we will have to press Ctrl and R. Oh, sorry, Ctrl Shift G. Yes, that's how you will redo that. We have redone too much. Let's undo some of them by pressing Ctrl G. Yes, like this. Okay, undone is not what I expected. Now you can save the level by pressing Ctrl and S. It will save the project, or save this from file, save all. It will save the project what you have done, and if you restart the editor, it will load back all the previous projects that you had before. I have closed the Flax editor, and you can come back to the Flax Engine editor and go to the projects tab and reopen the same project, and you will find all the projects have been restored before that you have saved. If you don't save it, you won't get those other changes you have done on your game. But if you save that, you can see it will bring back you with the things. So if you need to close your computer, don't forget to save it. So whenever you reopen your computer and you open your project, you will get your project back with what changes you have made, what all you have changed. Everything will be visible again. This is the saving method of a project. Now let's go to the asset manager a bit, where we will actually work a bit. On here you will see the directory of your project. On here select the hello world, go to the content, and here you will put your all game resources over on. You can create folder like you can do in file explorer window of Windows says default Flax Engine. Flax, no, file manager, default file manager. Right click on here, you can then get some options. You can create new things like prefabs, visual scripts, animations, or things like that, or you can also create a new folder like this. We will create a new folder. So we will click on the new folder and name it labels. Remember, every folder you create should be created inside of this root folder, which is hello world. If you name it Need for Speed, yes, the root folder's name will be Need for Speed, and inside of that you will find this content. Inside of this root you will find this content window, where you can place all the resources such as prefabs or new folders that I have created. If you put them outside, it won't work properly. So make sure you put all the folders inside of the contents folder. What about these other folders? We will discuss about them on this channel later, such as this one is for C# scripting, and this is some extra contents from the game engine editor, not inside from the project. We will discuss about that later on another video, but for now let's go to the newly created levels folder. Inside of content we have created levels, and inside of this you can create a new level. Now where is the level? Not level, it's scene. It's all, you can also call it level. Now we will name it level 1. So this is the first level on here. The second level can be created over here like this. I put the level scene on here. We can put it over here too, but we didn't. We organized it and created a new folder called levels, where we want to put our levels by so it will be organized. Sorry. Now to open it, we move your mouse there and double click, and it will move you to the newly created window, where you can place another game object like this. You can also move it. Remember how to move? I taught you how to move on the previous seconds, previous videos. Now you can create as much levels as you want. Let's say another level. Right click, go to new, and press scene, and let's name it level 2 like this, and you have created another level. Do you want to save this scene? Yes, we want to save this scene, and go to level 2. Yes, here is level 2, where we will place a sphere. You can also delete them if you want. I mean, delete these levels. Level 3, you can delete level 2 by selecting it. First let's go to level 3. Yeah, then select level 2 and press the delete key button, delete key on the keyboard, or right click, and where is this, press this delete to delete the scene permanently. Yes, delete the scene permanently. And level 3, we are currently actually on level 3, where we will place these things. Where was the previous level then? The inside of the content, this, you can see this scene. You can open it and you will see the previous level we have created. This is how you will actually create levels. Let's put the scene level inside of levels. these are all levels. You can create more levels if you want with any kind of a name you want. Let's say level 4. There is no problem on naming the level. Okay, level. Let's create another, for example, level 2. Yes, like that. This is actually basic. Oh, and if you want to play around with the lights, go to the lights tab on this toolbox. As you create an visual object, you can create a light too, like this. Let's create the point light on here, and let's place it over here. Yeah, so the power of the light looks like very low. We can increase it by where is that? Okay, by increasing its range, select the point light, and you will see some properties that popped up on here. There are position and rotation tools on here. These are actually vectors, which we will discuss about later. And inside of the lights tab, you can select the radius of the point light that it can put its light all to. Let's increase the radius to 2000. This way, any object that is 2000 millimeters away from this light will be visible. Outside of 2000 millimeters of range will not be casting or receiving any kinds of lights from this light source. So yeah, now we can increase the brightness. As we can see, it's not fully bright like this, and it has created light. If you increase the brightness value, it will increase the brightness value of this light over here. You can see this is too much bright. Let's decrease to 10. It's too low. Let's make it 20. Yeah, let's make it 40 actually. This will be good. And you can also change its color like this. You can drag and drop and play around with all these things, such as the visuals. You can from visuals. Okay, there is nothing much. From this basic models, you can drag and drop the planes, drag and drop the capsule shapes and things like that. You can see already how beautiful is the Flax Game Engine. Yeah, so these are basics of creating levels. If you want to playtest it, you can press F5 or click this button. To stop the playtest, press the ESC button, and there is an script that will stop it from playing it again. Yeah, I guess I have successfully taught you guys most basics of the Flax Game Engine. From the next topics, we will discuss more intermediate kinds of topics, and then we will advance expert level of topics inside of the Flax Game Engine that we can do. These videos will be coming, so please stay subscribed so you can get those videos. These are the basics of the Flax Game Engine. I hope this video helped you if it was helpful. So please hit the like button. It really let me know if a video is perfect or not, and I can improve my tutorials and help you to learn better in the future. Subscribe to my channel for more upcoming tutorials. You will learn many kinds of things from coding to level design and also marketing a bit. This will help you to learn game development and marketing. If you encounter any problems during this tutorial series or in this video, you can let me know on the comments, and be sure to check them out. If you encounter any problems, there might be an answer on the comments. And that's all. Subscribe if you like my tutorials and like the video if it helped you, and if you encounter any problems, you can check out the comment section. So yeah, okay, thanks for watching. We will meet on the next video. Goodbye.